island we're going to do from the ABC Islands will be Curacao. After we're going to Aruba and then we're going to Bonaire. For Curacao we decided to do a city tour. This one was offered by the cruise. It was something we thought was gonna be fun to know a little bit about the history. So we decided to do the city tour with the caves. So I'm going to bring you guys now into this journey. Even though Curacao is very famous for stunning beaches, we opted for a city tour because the day prior we went to Catalina Island and we stayed on a beach the whole day. So yes, this tour was booked through the cruise itself. It includes visiting the old city center and also going to the caves of the island. To reach the caves we had to take a 20-minute bus drive. The main capital of Curacao is Willemstad, which is divided into 𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃 and Punda. Cruise docked in 𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃 and from there we took a 20-minute bus drive to the caves. And in the bus we had an amazing guide. Her name is Joyce.
And I'm going to be your tour guide and my name is Joyce. So pleased to meet you. Welcome on Curacao, of course.
The guide explained us many things about Curacao. It belongs to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, at least in the past. Right now it has its autonomy. But yeah, it still has Dutch as a language, but their main language is Papiamento. But they also speak many other languages and there are many other cultures. There are around 150,000 people living there. It's a small island. On the bus ride, we saw a lot more of the island. We saw, for example, different buildings and how people live there, shops, you know, the local things. And also the guy showed us a map showing us how Curacao looks like and how big it is. It's 64 kilometers long. Yeah, we were told many interesting things about the history and we also saw many stuff along the way.
You see a 𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃 building and that is our old water electricity plant. We did have the desalination process over here. That was still a couple of years ago. Here on the left hand side looking down you can see our mangroves. The mangroves, they are important for nature and start seeing them from here on the left looking down. On the left hand side you're also going to see a metal iguana. Both are made by a local artist named 𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. You can see the two art pieces over here and he makes a lot of art out of car bumpers and metal scraps.
We're now going into the caves. So we're going to get some drinks here and below is the bathroom, but we're going to get some drinks now.
Yes, the drinks.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Hato Caves. My name is 𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. Will be your guide. We're gonna start with 49 steps. We put it in the price. It's free. Okay, fine.
In this one we are not allowed to film. When we were inside the cave we were not allowed to film everything, so the videos you will see now are videos that we were allowed to film. One of the highlights was seeing bats, like these mouse flying type of animals. I'm not sure if you guys know what it is, I'm trying to explain. But yes, that was a very special experience to see them in person. The caves have natural lighting and also ventilation, but they also added some extra lights and fans to make it comfortable for the visitors. The guide explained us many things about how the caves are formed and also a bit of the history, so that was very fascinating to learn about. We were also shown some ancient wall paintings, but unfortunately I cannot show you guys that because it was not allowed to film.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Now, I will, yes, thank you. I will bring you back to my favorite chamber outside. Yes.
So the trip to the caves was very nice. It was very short too, so it wasn't that exhausting, so that was good. I have to say it was quite warm for me inside there. Even though there was ventilation, for me it was still a bit too hot. So it's definitely something, if you're not going to the beaches, that I recommend you guys to take a look. It's something unique, very, very fun. After the caves, we made our way to Punda, which you guys know, the island is divided in two parts. We were right now at the 𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 part, so we had to cross the big bridge, the Juliana Bridge, which I will show you guys how it looks like if you cross it. When you're on this bridge, you get a unique view of Willemstad, where you can see both Punda and 𝘁𝗃𝗃𝗃 separated by the sea, which in my opinion is very special. You will also see the waterfront, which has very beautiful, colorful buildings, which by the way Curacao is very known for. And yeah, it is very beautiful view. A little bit more information about the bridge. It is built in the 1970s and is 55 meters high, so it's very high. That's why you have such an amazing view, and in my opinion it's a must-see. After crossing the bridge, we reached Punda, which is the historic heart of Willemstad. Punda is very known for its bright, colorful buildings, which you guys can see, and also the waterfront, which we saw earlier when crossing the bridge. Yeah, it feels like stepping into a postcard with all these colors. One of the first buildings we saw when we arrived in the city center was the Cinelandia, which belongs to the Art Deco. So it's not in use, but they're also not gonna ruin it. They're not gonna remove it, since it's a unique piece of architecture. The guy showed us many other things as well. She explained like how the architecture is there. Where we were standing, there was also a big art sculpture that the guy told us what it meant, and yeah, it was a very unique sculpture. It was of a lady, a very curvy lady, which apparently has a meaning. So that was fun. She explained to us what it meant, and yes, I will gonna put a part for you guys to hear her explanation.
Lady, it is made out of polyester. You also do have them in small ones, in little statues. Then they are made out of plaster, and it is actually art made by a German artist, Serena. And this lady you are seeing over here, she is named Chichi. Chichi is always the oldest daughter of the family. She helped her mother out, taking care of the rest of the children. We also do have the equivalent, the 𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃, the male version, and the 𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃 helped, of course, also the father out. So, and underneath there's always a number or a letter, and then you can look it up on the internet, which lady or man, sometimes man, who painted the Chichi or the 𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃.
We kept walking and passed the shops and local bars, and then we came across a large plaza, which is called Plasa Bieu. We didn't go inside, but we heard that they sell their local dishes, souvenirs, and many other things. Right next to this Plasa Bieu, we saw the floating market, where vendors from Venezuela sell fresh fruits, vegetables, and fish directly from the boats. This was very nice to see, and you guys know I couldn't resist and bought a coconut. I mean, you all know how much I love coconuts, right? After that, we kept on walking and we saw a lot of murals, these pretty paintings on the walls, of which many were birds, different birds that you can find locally on the island. One was a big brown bird, which is called the 𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃 bird. Yes, they were very, very pretty, but of course I'm not gonna explain all the birds, their names and what type they are, any of that. You're gonna have to go for yourself, get a tour. But yes, it was quite unique to know and see the birds as well. After the paintings, we continued our walk through the city. We saw more of the city life and we also saw more of the architecture. Eventually we came by important monuments. There we saw a memorial of a man called Tula. Tula is a very known slave from the past. He is like the symbol of resistance and hope. He was the brave leader of the 1795 slave rebellion of the island. He fought for the freedom of the slaves. So that's what he's very known for. So yes, his monument there, you can see, you can read a little bit on it. We got a little bit of explanation from the tour guide, which was very interesting.
Last year, the 1st of August of 2023, the Dutch government, the King of the Netherlands actually, he formally apologized for the slavery time over here on Curacao and of the horrible death of this man.
After visiting the memorials, we went to the government palace, which is right beside it, and there our guide told us more about the history of this palace.
Because it's an old fort, you also do see the old cannons, because this fort, of course, it has to protect the harbor entrance. And what is very, very nice of this building, it has the building 6. Looking over there to the right, the building, that is the building of our government. It is is the Office of Public.
2010, Curacao gained its autonomous country status within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. This means that Curacao has its own government and they create their own laws. However, the Netherlands still continues to assist them in certain things, such as the defense and foreign policy. After visiting the government palace, our tour concluded. From there, we headed towards the 𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃 Bridge. This is a very unique bridge which connects Punda and 𝘁𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 together, so you can go from one side to the other without car. Because yes, our tour ended, we had to cross this bridge to make our way back to the cruise terminal. Because as you guys know, we started at 𝘁𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, but now we're in Punda, so we had to get back to 𝘁𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. It's also locally called the swinging lady because it swings open when there are like boats that needing to pass. It swings open and lets the boats pass, and then when the walking people cannot cross, they can take the ferry. It's a very unique bridge and definitely something that you will have to try for yourself. Walk across it. It's a very unique experience, so I definitely recommend you, if you're there, definitely go do that. Even if it's open, wait for it to close so you can cross. As we crossed the 𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 Bridge, we arrived at Rifford. This is a historic fortress which was built in the late 19th century. Right now it's there for activities to have. You can shop there, you can enjoy a meal as well, and just have some activities there. Unfortunately, I did not have enough time and I had to head back to the cruise ship. So this wraps up the vlog, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I look forward to seeing you in the next island vlogs. Bye!